Rahu in ninth house. The placement of Rahu in the horoscope chart is many times a harsh placement which is believed to bring adverse impacts for most of the times. Here in ninth house also Rahu would bring some adverse impacts as leaving some negative shades upon the native's life. The natives of this placement of Rahu in ninth house would be quite unstable at the core and would lack at the true understanding of life and the world. They would not be completely true and honest from the core, due to which they would confront some hurdles and difficulties in life. Besides this, the natives of this placement won't possess good relations with people around or would have only few relations in life. The people of this placement of Rahu in ninth house would be somewhat against spirituality and won't be truly believe upon divine presence, besides which they are far away from the arena of philosophy. They could even be found upon the immoral path, while in truth they themselves won't be able to see the difference between the wrong and right. The natives born with Rahu in ninth house would receive benefits and reduction in malefic effects of Rahu if they would maintain strong and pleasing relations with brothers and sisters and would keep them near. Besides this, not being spiritual would also affect the progeny of the native in an adverse way, and her progeny would appear to be useless for the person. These natives are advised to pursue the professions associated with Saturn, as that will take them towards great heights. The placement of Jupiter in 5th and 11th bhava along with this placement would leave the native deserted from the positive impacts of Jupiter, besides which the malefic placement of Rahu in ninth house would create much impediments in having a son, and that would be further enhanced if he or she would file any court case against anyone in blood relation. The empty 1st and 9th bhava would bring some health problems to the person and would bring lack of peace of mind, besides which it can bring defamation to the person and insult, especially from elders. These people should put a saffron tilak overhead as a daily routine in the morning and should wear gold for betterment. They should keep a dog at home for reducing the malefic effects of Rahu and should keep pleasant relations with the in-laws for benefic impacts upon one's life. Rahu in Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign of Mars, which is usually inimical towards Rahu. Scorpio is a sign associated with secrecy and mystery, and Rahu is also the master of confidential information and secret knowledge. When Rahu is placed in Scorpio, the native has a strong tendency to be mysterious in nature. Such a person is quite secretive about their doings. You never know what they are up to. What's evident is not always the truth in their case. Rahu in Scorpio also affords the native with hidden powers and mysterious knowledge. It also gives a strong intuition to the native. Rahu in Scorpio also causes health issues to the native. Rahu in this position also creates chances of accident. Such people tend to feel burdened in life. Their longevity also suffers due to Rahu in Scorpio, since it is also associated with 8th house. Such people, however, are strong and defeat enemies. They do well in research. They also earn a lot of wealth in life, but often using the wrong means. They tend to look for shortcuts in life. There is also a tendency to indulge in antisocial and criminal activities. Fields like medical and surgery often appeal to these natives. Rahu in 10th house. The shadow planet Rahu is well-known malefic presence of astrological arena, as it many times brings harshness and difficulties in the native's life. The placement of Rahu in 10th house could either be positive or negative, as depending upon the placement of Saturn, the ruler of 10th house in the horoscope chart, though some hurdles will definitely present in the path. The positive placement of Rahu in 10th house would bless the person with strong affluence and respect in life, which would be admirably long and blissful throughout, though they could confront some obstacles in their path. Besides this, the presence of moon along with Rahu in 10th house would bring Raj Yoga to the native, and he or she would appear to be luck for the father. The malefic presence of Rahu in the 10th house would bring him, her much difficulties in the path of career and finance, and could also result in defamation. These people would have some enemies around. This placement would result in the bad health of the native and native's mother. Besides this, the placement of moon in 4th bhava along with this placement would result in the eye problems to the person. These people would face headache problems and would confront financial losses, as especially from a dark complexion person. The people born with Rahu in 10th bhava should always keep their head covered, as it will save them from the malefic effects of Rahu. They can use blue or black colored caps. They should serve and feed blind people and should offer 4 kilograms canned in a sacred place or flowing water, as it would reduce the negative impacts to the great extent. Rahu in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is held to be the sign of wisdom. The ruling planet of Sagittarius is Jupiter, which also relates to wisdom. It is also considered as the most benefic planet in Vedic astrology. Sagittarius is a dual sign, and when Rahu is placed in Sagittarius, it makes the native double-minded. However, this is a good placement concerning spiritual liberation and higher learning. Such a person strives to achieve better in their education and learn more. It also develops the native's interest in the spiritual realms of life. Rahu here gives spiritual tendencies, but the person is prone to falsehood and corruption. These people like to project themselves as spiritual figures, but inherently, they do not have strong spiritual beliefs and values. In a way, they are chasing an illusion. Such people also face a lot of issues with father. Father may also suffer from an illness. Relationship with relatives also suffers with this placement. Rahu in Sagittarius also gives travels to foreign land. Such people also have a tendency to actively participate in discussions. Their efforts, however, do not always fetch the results they want. Rahu in 11th house. The shadow planet Rahu is one of the most adverse celestial presence, which in general perceived to leave adverse impacts, though planetary placements could bring some variations in the same. The arrival of Rahu in 11th house would bestow the native with good wealth and social stature upon land. The natives born with this placement of Rahu in 11th house would have a strong presence, but that may not be much respected in the social arena, besides which they could also possess some enemies around in their enclosure, and some of their friends could be wicked and deceitful. Though these people would be acquainted to many, but they will not possess very strong relations or will have only few of them. The people born under this placement of Rahu in 11th house would receive the impacts of both Saturn and Jupiter as well. They would remain rich till the time their fathers would be alive and would receive money from mean people in life. These natives are advised to wear gold in the neck after the death of father, as it would keep them away from the adverse impacts. Besides this, the malefic placement of Mars in the horoscope chart would destroy everything later in life, though he or she would possess all the good things while birth. They will confront some health problems comprising diseases associated with ear, urinary system and spine, and could have losses in the business associated with Ketu. The malefic placement of Rahu in 11th house would result in the bad relationships of the native with the father, and that could even be bitter of the bitter. Besides this, these people should wear iron in some form and drink water in a silver glass if the planet Jupiter and Saturn get placed over the 3rd or 11th bhava. Placement of Ketu in 5th bhava would further enhance the adverse impacts upon the native. The natives of this placement should never receive electric equipments and gifts, and should stay away from blue sapphire, ivory or toys in the shape of elephant. Rahu in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which shares a good relationship with Rahu. Capricorn is an earth sign and Rahu is an airy planet. Rahu also refers to desires and aspirations. When placed in Capricorn, it heightens one's desire for a leadership position in life. Rahu is the dragon's head, and when placed in an earthy sign, it brings a lot of stability to one's mindset. Such people have firm thoughts and beliefs. Rahu in Capricorn often makes the native popular among his or her circle. Such a person is usually everyone's favorite. This placement also affords the native with worldly comforts and happiness. They are quite strong and resolute when it comes to achieving their career goals. They can be wicked at times too. These natives like to be around beautiful female companions. They have a clever mind to get what they want. They like to achieve fame with their own efforts and are quite self-reliant. However, Rahu in Capricorn also gives confusion in work life at times. Rahu in 12th house. The Rahu is one of the adverse placements of the celestial arena, as it brings negative impacts upon the native's life for most of the times. Placement of Rahu in 12th house would bring some harshness to the native's life, as this is quite a negative placement in the horoscope chart. The natives born with Rahu in 12th house would confront high mental pressure to the native's life, and he or she could have insomnia. This placement makes the native have high expenditure upon the sisters and daughters, and which could be another reason for mental stress to the native. Besides this, if Rahu gets placed along with its enemies, then it would be more difficult to earn good labor and to keep the finances balanced even after giving the best of hard work and efforts. Life of these natives could be harsh and difficult till the extent of miseries and agonies, leading towards the thoughts of suicide. They will have high mental worries in due to this placement. The natives of this placement of Rahu in 12th house should stay upon the true and loyal path and should keep his soul pure and attitude as moral, because lying and deceiving would bring very adverse impacts to the native's life, as it will turn Rahu more malefic for these people. Besides this, if anyone would sneeze at the beginning of any work, then that would result malefic for these natives. They could confront unfair and untrue allegations and could have loss of money and diseases. The placement of Mars along with Rahu would provide pleasing results. The natives of this placement of Rahu in 12th house should never take services from others and should take their meals by themselves. These people should keep sonf and cant under the pillow in the nights for the peace of mind and good sleeps. Rahu in Aquarius. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn. Both the planets are airy and share a positive relationship. However, such people are under the strong influence of the air element. They have strong desires and high aspirations. They have a tendency to build castles in the air. Saturn concerns with society and status. When Rahu is placed in its sign, the native has a tendency to seek social recognition. Such people want to be admired and respected in their social sphere. This placement of Rahu often affects the health of the native. Such people also suffer detachment from loved ones. However, this is a positive placement of Rahu concerning one's financial prospects. Such people earn well in life and acquire good wealth. They increase their earning with their own efforts. Their strong willpower helps them fulfill their desires. These natives have a tendency to spend a lot on luxury items. They carve their own place in the society and earn a lot of recognition with their own efforts.